update on how things are going thus far? You've been here a week?
Really bad. I've been not enjoying this. The weather's been terrible, food's terrible, travel's terrible, hotel's terrible. Do you want me to start again? Actually, it's been very good. We've had a very good camp. It's been relaxed, we've been happy. It's been a good atmosphere amongst everyone. We've had huge cooperation. The weather, that's been a little bit iffy, but you know, we've been talking to the gods and it seems to be getting better now. And yeah, all in all, it's been a good camp for us. But now we're just coming to the bit that's important, and that's why Lars is here as sports scientist, and he's here to conduct some experiments. Now he's here to monitor sleep patterns and how things are when we train later.
So all in all, for the first week, you are happy with the overall performance and the gradual improvements that people are making?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good actually. Yeah. To be honest, I don't think we expect amazing improvements. What we wanted to do was get acclimatized to being here, and then we wanted to overlap it with this, with this adaptation to a change of training and sleep times.
Right. Now, the biggest worry right now for everyone heading to Brazil in a few months is the Zika virus. What is the talk amongst your athletes or even your federation on whether or how to help prepare mentally, because it's going to be a mental and physical thing for your athletes?
I don't think anyone's aware of a virus, to be honest. We live in a bubble, so I don't think that right now it's a focus for us, but I think it may well become a focus. But you know, we've got 6 months to go. We're going to be worried about everything the way we're going, you know. And you know, are the stadiums going to be finished? You know, is the transport system going to be in place? You know, will we be able to get any sleep because of all the noise? Will the traffic allow us to travel around? You know, is the world coming to an end? In the end, it will all be fine. And you know, we will do everything we can to make everything fine. We've got to make sure that we do the finer points and the little things well. But you know, I think we have a pretty good team of people, and we'll be using those to to make sure that everything's okay.
All right, well, you continue on training, I'll speak to this. Okay, Lars, okay. You're in Bermuda. You have a special job to do for the Denmark swimming team in helping them acclimatize not only to Bermuda, but get ready for the Rio Olympics. Yeah. What are some of the important things you will be looking for on this trip?
It's I think coming here is a golden opportunity to test out the setup that we are going to practice in or going to do in Rio, because of the time differences, and also because of the flexibility of your very nice place here, that we can actually go and train on the times that are going to be relevant for us in Rio. So what I do specifically is I try to monitor the athletes and see how they recover, and specifically how they sleep. That's going to be a challenge, because they're going to compete very late. They're going to get back to the rooms and to the accommodation very late. So we have to make sure that they can get a good night's sleep and then get up later in the morning the next day, sort of change the whole. So that's sort of my specific job on this trip.
Now, obviously, you're going to monitor it here, but they go back and they have other championships to take part in. Yeah. So how do you plan to balance that out? Because obviously they want to be in good shape for regionals, any other events that they do that is on normal time, and then they get to August and then everything goes haywire.
Yeah, that's a good point. But what we try to do is that we try to get some experience here and try to sort of empower them so that they actually know what they have to do when they want to do these transitions, and they're not sort of, depending on us to be around. But it's a good point, and I think the experience that we get here will be primarily be used to do individual schedules for the swimmers, depending on the competition times. But it is a long time, and we have time also to do supplementary stuff if we want to do that. But it's a good point. We have to be aware that they will go back to the routines, and then we have to sort of remind them of how it actually is.
Do you plan to actually get them to Rio earlier to get back into the habit of the sleep times, the training times, the eating times?
Yeah, we're gonna. I think if this is success, and I think day after tomorrow we start changing time. So if this is a success and we can see the sleeping patterns are changing according to our plans, I think we will mimic this very closely and go to Rio sort of after the same schedule that we practiced here and do the same transition. And at that point in time in August, the time difference between Denmark and Rio will be exactly the same as here. So we have that sort of confidence that we can actually manage to do it. So if the swimmers are, the recovery patterns are good, and if they are able to sort of convince themselves that they can actually swim around midnight, I think we have a pretty good model to work from.
Now let me ask you this question because it's a significant one. They'll be swimming at midnight in Rio. What time will it be in Denmark?
In Denmark we'll be 5 hours ahead, so it will be 5 o'clock in the morning.
So you anticipate a lot of people waking up and watching the races and not being up to watch the races, right?
I think there is, especially because of the recent success of some of the female Danish swimmers and the male swimmer in the butterfly. I think there's going to be people watching this NBC schedule, even though it's going to meaning getting up early.
Right.
So definitely, there's a huge interest for those performances. So,
how long have you been doing what you're doing here in Bermuda?
I started in '92, so
oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm getting close to my 25th anniversary. So,
well, a lot of experience you bring with, and knowledge.
Yeah, hopefully.
Technology changes and a lot of other things change as well.
Yeah, it does. But I think when it comes down to those small differences, I think the Sky cycle team has sort of had this idea about some marginal benefits, and I think it's a very good point that if you do all the small things right, I think you stand a pretty good chance. But if you're between those 8 standing in the final, it's a race, so anything can happen.
Right.
Yeah.